right, welcome back into the Yellowhammer Radio program. Cliff Sims and Scott Beeson in with you for this Hump Day edition of the program. Good to have Steve West back with us as well.
I think Steve is glad it's temporary, though. We're like, thanks, Steve. It's great to see you. And he's like,
well, don't get
not
used
for
to it.
This is a
long.
long day. This is a long day because I get to pull double duty today between you and Michael Hart. So, But then again, they covered for me last week when I was out in Texas. So, hey, payback.
Yeah.
It's true. All right, I'm excited for this segment of the program. I've been waiting for this. I do, when politicians come on here, we do really hardball interviews. I mean, we ask them the tough questions. We make them get down to business, and that's what I've really wanted to do right now. Is I've been holding all of my very, very difficult, hard questions for our next guest, Gulnora, don't get mad at me, I say this wrong. Gulnora Joldospekova, right?
That's correct.
All right. Gulnora is 17 years old. She's from Kyrgyzstan, and she has been living with me and Mrs. Yellowhammer for the past 9 months. She's been going to school at Spain Park High School here in Birmingham, in Hoover, and she's getting ready to go back to Kyrgyzstan tomorrow. And so we wanted to bring her on the program, talk to her about her experience here in the United States, and ask her all of the toughest questions I could possibly think of. You ready? You ready, G? We call her G.
G.
Yeah.
That's easier.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You are? All right, get up in the microphone. Got to be close to it. Got to make sure everybody can hear you. Got to project. All right, Gulnora's dream, Scott, is to be the Kyrgyz ambassador to the United States.
That's pretty good. That's good.
That's her dream.
Where is Kyrgyzstan?
All right, tell us that. Kyrgyzstan, where is it?
It's in Central Asia.
Central Asia. All right, what's around it?
Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and China, and Tajikistan. All like stands.
Okay,
What's
so
the stand?
of all of those, everyone's like, oh, China. Okay, I know where
I
you're
got
at.
that one. West side of China. Okay,
yeah,
got
okay,
it.
I know where you're at now. It's a former Soviet Union country.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
so now you kind of got an idea of where she's coming from. Tell people about what made you want to come to the United States.
Wow, it's an interesting question. I think the first one, it was the language, because I started 3 years ago, learn English, and I'm so interested in, and my dream was to study abroad to improve my English. And,
you wanted to improve your English.
Yeah, and then also my dream is, as you said, just become an ambassador. So it will be great opportunity, it's a chance. So that's why I really wanted.
That's
So
awesome.
I'm not sure if Gulnora even knows this, but I'm going to tell the story about how we ended up choosing Gulnora to come live in our home. So we have the State Department has this program called the Flex program, where they, basically it's an exchange student program, but they identify these leaders in other countries, young people that are very talented people that be good for them to come here and spend a semester or a year in school. And so we selected, there was another student. We hadn't seen Gulnora's profile at this point, but there was another student who we actually chose. Did you know this? Have I
Yeah,
taught you?
Mom told me.
Oh, she did? Okay. So I'm not breaking any secrecy rules here. Anyway, so there was another student we chose, but her English was not good enough. When she had an interview with the school here in the United States, they wouldn't let her come because her English wasn't good enough. And we were like, okay. So we kind of went back to the drawing board. And the woman who runs the program for the State Department here in the area sends me and Mrs. Yellowhammer her profile and says, I think this one's really interesting. And so she wants to be the Kyrgyz ambassador to the United States. She, in her home country, has once a week she has an English language radio show that she hosts over there.
That's all right.
So she loves politics. She's into radio. She's in all, and I'm reading this and I'm like, this is like all the things that I do. and it was just funny how God worked it all out to where it would end up being Gulnora that we ended up selecting. So we get her, and she comes over here. And tell me if I'm wrong, G. This is the first time you'd ever been out of your country before, right?
Yes.
And what's the name of the village where you're from there?
Talas.
Talas. Okay. So your family. Tell us about your family. What do they do?
My family, they're farmers. We have strawberry. So the main thing is the strawberry farm. So
Okay. So the first time she leaves her little village of Talas and leaves the country, the first time you landed in where? Washington, D.C.?
Yeah.
First time she'd ever left her country.
Oh my gosh.
First time she'd ever gone anywhere, and she lands there. So you get to Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this, G. What were you surprised by the most in the United States? What surprised you?
I thought like the people they don't know me, and then like even they didn't know me, they smiled for me. It was so like surprising, like it was so warm when they smiled. I liked it.
Oh, so people in the United States, even though they don't know you, they smile at you.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't do that in Kyrgyzstan?
I mean, we do, but not really. Like if you don't know the people who don't smile a lot,
Yeah.
but here the people they do.
So you felt like everybody was really nice. That surprised you. Didn't somebody tell you that you couldn't see the moon over here because Is this true? Somebody told her from the Peace Corps told her that the pollution was so bad that you couldn't see the moon in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
I was so surprised because, he told me because he said like, because lots of buildings and then there are like cars and that's why we have like lots of pollution. And,
I said, gee, they told you couldn't see the moon and you came anyway? Like, if somebody told me you couldn't see the moon, so I'm like, I'm not going there. I can't even see the moon there. That's ridiculous. But you still came.
Yep.
All right, what's your favorite thing that you did while you were here in the United States?
I've been like lots of places, such as Disney World,
Oh,
Washington,
Disney World.
D.C.,
Washington,
and then the
D.C.
beach. Like these places, I think it was for me like favorite one.
What about the Alabama football game?
Oh, I forgot.
Wait, watch this, Scott. Say
Yeah.
it. Say it, G.
Roll Tide.
So she learned. She's a quick learner, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely.
We did it up right too. In the Alabama football game, she sat in the president's box.
Oh, wow, that's big time.
Yeah.
She did it. She did it like you.
She's going to take some Alabama stuff back with her?
Oh yeah, a lot of Roll Tide is going back to Kyrgyzstan. No
Good,
doubt about
good.
it. All right, so let's talk about your trip to Washington D.C. What was your favorite thing that we did when we went to Washington?
I liked it all this stuff because for me it was so interesting. I mean, it was like learning lots of information everywhere, and then also like here I take a U.S. history, and then like it was for me like familiar when it was kind of like field trip, like reviewing all of the stuff, and I liked it. Capitol Hill.
Capitol Hill.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you think about meeting your ambassador?
Oh, I was so excited. Like, I was really excited because, it's my dream to become an ambassador. And then I never met I actually didn't know them, but I was so excited just talking with them. And then they were like giving like advices, some from me, what I need to be like active or like lots of, you need to build patriot. Patriot.
Wait, so what are you trying to say, G?
Like you need to love your country first.
Oh, a patriot. You need to be a
Patriot.
patriot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You are a patriot,
So.
G.
That is awesome. It really
So
is.
I have to give a shout out to Richard Shelby for a second, Senator Shelby, because it was Gulnora's dream, obviously, to be the ambassador to Kyrgyz. So we thought we got to meet the ambassador. We got to meet the Kyrgyz ambassador while we're in Washington.
Right.
And so Senator Shelby calls over there and is like, hey, you just have to know Senator Shelby, but like his office like sets the whole thing up and gets and so we get there and one of the guys at the embassy pulls me off to the side and was like, please tell Senator Shelby that we will do anything to help him out anytime that he needs it. And he's trying to fill us out like, now, why did he care so much about you getting a meeting with the ambassador from Kyrgyzstan? I'm like, this is all about Gulnora. She's going to be the Kyrgyz ambassador one day, so we had to hook
set it up.
Had to make it happen. All
And
right.
Shelby may still be there when she gets there.
That's true. That's true. All right, Gulnora, let me ask you this. What are you going to tell people in Kyrgyzstan about people here in the United States when they ask you about it?
Or Alabama people.
Yeah, people here in Alabama. What are you going to tell people about?
I will tell them about the people what they do here in like weekends and about the sports because here's sport is very like important. Like it's very like the people like they say Roll Tide or like it's very like it's like life for them. it's one of them big part of life, the sport.
Mm-hmm.
And then also I would tell them like it's the face is different.
The faces?
I mean not that. The belief is different. You know,
The faith.
Yeah,
faith.
the face. Is
All right, let's talk about that because most people in Kyrgyzstan are Muslim, right?
They are.
So what did you think about, you go to church with us every week here on Sunday mornings, and then you would go on Wednesdays, you would go to the youth services at the Church of Brook Hills. What did you think about church here in the United States?
It's interesting for me just say when they pray, you know, because when they believe and then they close their eyes with deep, you know, it's interesting. And then I like to look I always open my eyes and look them. It's interesting how they.
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, other people do that too, Gulnora. Even here, like especially when they, you know, at the end of the service, where sometimes they ask, like, "Do you want to become a Christian?" and they say, "Raise your hand," and that kind of thing. And so you want to see who else. Like, oh, let's see who's raising their hand. Like we do that
I did
too.
it.
Yo, you looked around, you peeked around, you wanted to know. Oh, we do that too. We look at it. That's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
So what? Did you know much about the Christian faith before you came to America?
No, I didn't.
So what is your impression? Tell me about what you think about Christianity now.
They're nice. The people, they're kind. And, I mean, I like them.
You like the Christians?
They pass.
What do you think is so what I'm trying to think here what your impression of Christianity before you came to the United States? What did you know about Christianity before you came here?
I just knew they believe in Jesus.
Okay.
But I actually didn't know anything.
Didn't know anything else
No.
about it. So now when you go back and people ask you, tell me about the Christians, what are you going to tell them?
Yeah, I will tell, like, they go to church, and then they do lots of service. You know, they help the people. And, like, I see, like, the students, even when I go to Wednesday school, the students, they're, like, more respectful than they're public high school. You know, when I talk with them, they're nicer. And then they're different, you know? So you can tell, like...
They're different.
Yes.
You can tell they're different.
Okay.
All right, we got a lot more. I want to talk to G about a few other things here before we get off the radio. Mrs. Yellowhammer's in the studio today. We might have to get her on the air. What do you think? She shrugged. Maybe so. We may make it happen. Scott, we're going to get some questions from Scott, too. Scott's going to put Gulnora on the spot when we get back. Cliff Sims, Yellowhammer Radio, back in a second.
This is Yellowhammer Radio.
All right, we're back on the Yellowhammer Radio program. Cliff Sims and Scott Beeson for the Wednesday Hump Day edition of the program. We got a whole gang of folks in here now. We got Gulnora Joldospekova, who we call G. She's been our exchange student since last August, been living in the Yellowhammer household, and now making her Yellowhammer Radio debut. We have Mrs. Yellowhammer. Megan is with us today. How are you, babe?
I'm doing great.
You got to get up in the microphone now. I need you owning that
She's
microphone.
She's been trying to work the chairs that don't work very well
Yeah,
here.
no.
It's just like,
Scott, you had a good question.
yeah, G, as someone who, you know, if I had to leave the country, I would miss.
Now you got to get up in the
Donuts.
microphone. Don't you do
I'm
this for a
doing
living?
fine. I talk so loud, though, usually.
Okay.
Maybe that's because I'm usually screaming at the microphone. But what are you going to miss the most when you go back home?
I will miss foods.
Foods. There we
see?
go.
I was-
All right,
that
what's
was
your
gonna be my
favorite,
guess.
G? What's your favorite foods?
Before, I liked like pizzas because it was so delicious. But my mom, she always reminds me, like, it is good to eat, but it's not good for your health. and then now I
That's
like
heresy.
other-
Don't believe that. No, it's good
But
for
I
you.
still eat.
There you
Eat
go.
it anyway. She's a conservative, y'all. Don't worry. All right.
Woo.
Here's one of my favorite Gulnora stories. So she has this impression. Now, Gulnora, correct me if I'm wrong. She has this impression that everyone in America eats McDonald's for like every meal.
Yeah.
And so she gets here, and me and Mrs. Yellowhammer were actually in the Middle East when she first got here, so she had to stay with someone else for a day or two before we got here. And the first thing that they did was go to eat at McDonald's. And so
Like, oh,
G was
no!
like, "It's true! Oh my gosh, it was all true!" And then we don't really eat at McDonald's much
Yeah.
now, so she knows it's not entirely true. But she thought, "Oh my gosh, all of my preconceived ideas
Well, that's
have
the
been
easy place to stop sometimes when you're going from the airport or traveling. I
Yeah.
mean, you know what you're
That's
going to
right,
have at
fast
McDonald's.
food.
They just say that,
All right, Megan, what's it been like having Gulnora in our house?
It has been just a pleasure getting the opportunity to be her mom while she's been here in America. I would strongly encourage anybody out there who is considering doing anything like this, of any sort, just to kind of take the plunge and go for it, because you really never know all of the things that the Lord has to show you by doing something like this, by opening up your home and bringing someone over here from a completely different country. I just think some of my favorite things have been sharing with her some of our favorite things. So whether that be food or places, things to do, that has been just the funnest part, is showing her things that maybe you and I have done for a long time or gone to visit and see already, but getting to show them to someone like her has been a really fun opportunity. So we've got, like she said, we've gotten to do a lot of really fun things, not to mention Disney World and Washington, D.C. And so I have some pretty cool stories just from all the experiences that I've gotten to share with her. Probably when we went to Disney World, my favorite things were not telling her what the rides were when we got in line. And so we probably went at the busiest time of the year. And so, for instance, we get in line for Tower of Terror, and it's a really long wait. And so we've been waiting for like an hour, and she doesn't know what this ride really does. I mean, she kind of sees it on the outside, but we're getting closer to going in the haunted house, or, the haunted hotel. And she looks at me and says, "Mom, I'm getting scared." And I said, "Good, you're supposed to be scared. We're about to go in a haunted hotel." So I think after that ride, she really wanted to know a lot more information about the ride.
Next
Get into this
time,
line.
I wanna know.
Tell me what this says. All right, so Gulnora has not gotten in trouble the whole time she's been here, because she just doesn't do anything wrong, except for every now and then she misses the bus, and that's a major fail. But so one time I'm just thinking of one of the few times she didn't really get in trouble, but it's one of the times I think of. We come home and it's been late. I don't know what we were out doing, but we hadn't eaten dinner. Gulnora had been there at the house by herself, and we get home, and so Megan's like, "All right, are you hungry? What do you want to eat?" And Gulnora says, "I'm not hungry." And so Megan's like, "What do you mean you're not hungry? I mean, we hadn't been. It's like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. You haven't eaten. How are you not hungry?" And she said, "Well, I ate something." Okay, red flag goes up, because we didn't really have much in our house to eat. Like, there wasn't anything in the refrigerator. What did you eat? Gulnora had gone through an entire giant bag of marshmallows.
What's wrong with that? What's your point? She may should have stayed with me.
And so Megan needed to calmly explain, okay, well, we don't eat marshmallows for dinner. We don't eat an entire bag of marshmallows for dinner. And I'm pretty sure Gulnora stayed upstairs for 3 days after that, because to recover
So
from
tonight
eating a full
it's
bag.
Pizza and marshmallows.
Well, we had what do we have last night was kind of like her going away dinner that she wanted. We had tacos.
We
and
did.
stuff.
We had
She loves
tacos.
tacos.
That's kind of another funny story. When we did get to finally pick her up from the, because we had gotten back from our trip, so we picked her up and she came home with me, and I was gonna make her dinner for the first time, and we had invited a couple girls over that were her age to meet her. And we just gotten back from a long trip. I really hadn't had time to plan a lot. And so I just thought, I'm going to make tacos. It's easy. And so she is very excited to watch me. Gulnora also is one of the most helpful people. She loves to help. She cleans things without me asking her to. And so I start to make these tacos, and she is watching me. and really wanting to know how to make these things. And I was like, well, you see this little packet of seasoning?
You should
You
have poured
just
that-
follow the instructions and really add water. So I felt really bad because I was like not really having much to show her right now.
Wanted to teach her.
But she was so eager to learn how I was cooking our American food. But that's one of her favorite foods.
Yeah.
So, you know.
All right, G.
We rip a pack open and cook it.
We just got like a minute or two left here. What do you want to tell the world? What do you want to tell everybody in Alabama before you go back to Kyrgyzstan tomorrow morning?
Oh, I'm so excited. I want to tell for everybody thank you so much because like even like all American people, they were for me so nice. Like I never like met people like they're mean to me, though. Like it was so great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also I'm so appreciated for my family here. Like I love them. They gave me lots of big opportunities, like places, you know, like to take.
Mm-hmm.
That is great.
Yeah,
Did you
you're-
teach her
you're
how to
awesome,
say
Boomer.
y'all?
Oh yeah, she says y'all. She knows that.
Okay, good.
What else, G? Anything else? You okay? Oh, G's getting misty over here. Well, we're gonna miss you, Golnora, and we love you. It's been awesome to have you in our house.
Yep. And also I want to tell thank you for Miss Heather Spigner.
Oh yeah, your tutor.
Yeah.
Can't forget
We
Heather.
had- yeah, we have lots of like funny times. Like she's so cool.
All right, we got about 10 seconds left here. G, it's been awesome. Take her to the airport tomorrow. We'll miss her when she goes back. Mrs. Yellowhammer, thanks for your radio debut.
Thank you for having me.
All right, 22-hour break. We'll be back tomorrow.
See y'all.